Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today's video is all about continuous improvement. Now that's a phrase I hate to hear at work because somebody who works in an office typing on a computer all day has come up with something for me to do. But when we're talking about daily chores around the house, I'm all for it. Anything we can do to save time, save money, make things faster and smoother, I'm all for it, especially in the realm of lawnmowers and yard work. And after about 20 hours of research and development and testing, I have a rough prototype. Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the blade dummy. Now, try not to drool too much. This is the only lawnmower blade sharpening jig that I know of that don't require you to strap your grinder to a table or a jig, nor does it require you to thread anything into your handle hole, which also takes away to a degree the control you have over the grinder. This jig firmly holds the lawnmower blade at the perfect factory angle, leaving you in complete control of your angle grinder throughout the entire process. And with this adjustable rest I designed, it'll accommodate just about any grinder an average homeowner would have. Simply tighten the serrated nut down on the blade and put one screw in to keep it from running away from you, and you're ready to grind. With a lawnmower blade, most of the work is done with the first few inches of blade. Since the inner part of the blade hardly does any work, you can use that as your fine angle gauge, and when you match that angle, you just carry it to the end of the blade. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Using the adjustable handle rest, I like to eyeball the height of my grinding wheel so that it lays flush on the factory edge closest to the center of the blade. I tighten that down in accordance to whatever grinder I'm using, and I'm ready to start. Now this never has to move again as long as I use this same grinder. And I like to keep my grinder centered on the blade from above, just using my eyeball. When I start, I like to stay up on the factory edge close to the bolt hole until my angle is perfect. And you can see when I tilt the grinder, the contact angle changes a little bit. So when I'm confident that the angle of my grinder matches the factory angle of the blade, it's pretty much autopilot from there. And you can really bear down as hard as you want to, because the blade is held tight and you have that little screw under the bottom to keep it from running away from you. You have complete control over the grinder the whole time. Some of the other jigs I see out there have you holding the lawnmower blade upside down where you can't even see what you're doing. Or they have you threading something into your handle connected to a complex linkage system that don't look very sturdy at all. But with this jig, you can push down on that grinder as hard as you want to. You can even stall the grinder out, you push so hard. You could maybe even stand on it. Maybe not stand on it, but you can evermore make it eat. Even them old rusty lawnmower blades that are wore plumb out and a lot of people just throw them away. No, don't throw them away, you can get them back. I don't throw them away till I run out of metal. Now these bad boy blades, 3 blades in a set, cost me about $100. So you can bet I'm gonna grind till I hit wood. Not only does this jig make sharpening lawnmower blades easier, but it makes them last longer because you're not grinding away any unnecessary metal. When you get to the point of the process where you can see the angle hits the bottom plane of the blade, you're done. All you gotta do is grab a 9/16, loosen that serrated nut about halfway up the bolt, and flip it around and snug it back down. It even works with these high-rise blades. It's accurate. You can determine the amount of pressure you want to put, and you never lose control of the grinder. It is, in my opinion, the best lawnmower blade sharpening jig that is not on the market. Or not yet anyway. I've made a few for a couple of buddies. I figured out what I had in them and the time I had in them, told them I'd sell them to them for $30 or $35. And they jumped on them. And then I'm kicking myself like, man, you should have asked for more. Anyway, I don't have any for sale. I could make a few to sell, maybe. I could make some detailed plans to sell so you could build your own, maybe. I'll just let the comment section determine that. I'll use that as my gauge of interest. And I apologize to all you lefties out there. I have not made a left-handed version. And the reason is because I hadn't ever seen a left-handed grinder. You know, one that the wheel spins the other way. Because if I reverse this and put my grinder on the left side and the handle rest on the right side, then sparks would hit you in the face. They would hit the handle rest and bounce up and hit you in the eyes. And that would be a dumb design. And by now, most of you know that we try our best not to do dumb stuff. I'm going to use the comment section to gauge interest. I'll give it a week or two and go from there. If there is a lot of interest in it, I'm gonna have to do a lot. I'm gonna have to find an online store, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to sell these things and package them and ship them, and if somebody don't like it, something returns. I don't know how any of that stuff works. So if there's interest, I'll learn how to do it. But if there's not any interest, I'm not going through all that trouble. Anyway, God bless. We'll see you on the next one.